morning to one and all present here. Today, I, Monika, on behalf of Geetharadhan International Business School, welcome you all to an HR seminar. Geetharadhan International Business School GIBS were established in year 2004. GIBS is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and is approved by All India Council for Technical Education (AICTE), Ministry of HRD, and Government of India for Technical Course and Bar Council of India for Law Courses. The institute is accredited as A by National Assessment and Accreditation Council (NAAC) and assessed as category A+ by the State Fee Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi, and rated highest grading A by Joint Inspection Committee of Government of NCT of Delhi and GTS IQ University. The institute has been rated Grade A by Academic Audit Cell of GTS IQ University consecutively from past 5 years. GIBS has also been rated second by Times B School Survey 2023. The institute conducted postgraduate courses of MBA first and second shift, MBA International Business, and undergraduate courses of BBA first and second shift, BA LLB, and BA LLB. Geetharadhan International Business School was awarded the Internshala certificate showing its excellence in internships. Out of more than 500 participants institutions throughout India, GIBS achieved 38th All India rank in Internshala Annual Ranking 2022 and 13th zonal out of 98 participating colleges in the North Zone. The rank was calculated based on internship selection during the year 2022 through Internshala. The Times B School Ranking Survey had 3 major modules, that are Desk Research, Faculty Survey, and Perpetual Rating Survey, followed by Scientifically Developed Analysis and Rating Process. Henceforth, GIBS ranked number 1 for 3rd consecutive time as Top Emerging BBA Institute in India and ranking 2 for Top Emerging BBA Institute in Placements. Geetharadhan International Business School is organizing HR seminar on the topic Remote Work and Hybrid Work for Management on 17 February 2024. Human resource plays a critical role in shaping the culture effectively and success of an organization by focusing on its most valuable assets, its people. As a business landscape involves, HR professionals often find themselves at the forefront of adapting a new trend technology and workforce management represent a fundamental shift in the way organizations operate. Remote work refers to the practice of employees working from a location outside the traditional office setting, enabled by advancement in technology and connectivity. The hybrid workforce model combines both on-site and remote work, providing employees with flexibility and organizations with increased adaptability. First of all, the session students will present seminar paper as per the following sub-themes of any related themes. First, post-pandemic workforce. Second, remote workforce and COVID-19 pandemic. Third, hybrid versus remote workplace culture. Fourth, remote workforce management. Fifth, remote workforce with best practices and strategies. Sixth, employee well-being in remote environment. Seventh, cyber security challenges in hybrid workforce. 8. Leadership and management strategies for hybrid workforce. 9. Impact of remote work on work cultures. 10. Technological infrastructure for seamless hybrid work. And in second half of the session will be carried out by the industrial expert. Attending this session will not only just enhance students' academic knowledge but also aid in uncovering cognitive and problem-solving abilities that will be invaluable asset during their academic pursuits and in their future professional objectives. To enhance the students' knowledge about human resource through presentation by industrial and academic experts. To make the students aware about their ethics of seminar paper and encourage them to present their ideas through paper presentations. To get update on the latest human resource trends and best practices. Before beginning with our first session for today, I would request our Professor Dr. Director Vikas to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. I take this opportunity of welcoming Professor Monika Bansal, from Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, University of Delhi. And later on, Mr. Ankit Sharma, who happens to be my student. In fact, I must tell you that both of them are my students. One completed her MBA under me in 2000-2002, and the other completed MBA in 2001 and 3. And I am very proud to introduce my old students to you because I want that they should act like role model for you. Tomorrow, when I happen to invite you to some of the seminars, I will feel pride in introducing you to the audience, the then audience, after 10 years or 12 years. And in this journey, when you see our students who are performing well in life, somewhere it motivates you to be one of them in days to come. Let me come to the topic: remote work and hybrid workforce management. When we talk of today's new normal, after COVID, we are discussing, and there were not many seminars on new normal. So what will be the new normal? New normal has arrived, and in new normal, you are having remote workforce. Many of the IT firms have now gone in for shelling off their brick and mortar structure. What they have asked their executives is, you work from home and we will meet once in some workstations which can be rented out. There are many workstations in Dwarka which can be rented out. You have a workstation, you take your laptop there, you can sit there, they'll give you cubicles, conduct your meeting once in a week, and then you can go home back and you can work from there. So the typical orthodox type of organization structures are now getting vanished, especially in IT firms. So they're not spending money on rentals, or they're not spending money on real estate for buying big offices, but they are spending money on rentals or for hiring small workstations and then going in for working there once in a week or twice a week, and meetings are conducted when they need to meet physically. Otherwise, everything is virtual. Now the second part of this particular title is, we are talking of hybrid workforce. Now when it comes to virtual work life, you are sitting in Delhi and another manager is sitting in New York. I happened to visit Logitech company in Switzerland. You know how the things are happening there? That center was an innovation center. So they had big screens in every room, and wherever the person was sitting, he was getting ideas on the screen from worldwide. So the customer voice was being heard through different ideas which were getting flashed on the screen, and they were getting ideas of what type of product the customers are asking for. I asked them, why didn't you start with a Logitech computer or a Logitech laptop? They said, no, we don't want to start with this type of a hardware. We want to look into the other needs of the customer, where apart from the IT hardware, what type of peripherals they are looking for. So you have come across different types of products from Logitech. So you are having a Bluetooth keyboard or a Bluetooth mouse, right? What they are doing is, they are developing the product in Switzerland, but they are manufacturing the product in China or Malaysia and now in India. And all of them are connected virtually. So even though Switzerland is 5.5 hours back as compared to India or Malaysia, which are ahead, but they are talking to each other, and by sitting in their cabins, they are conducting meeting from their offices. So world, when we say, has become a small village, it is becoming a small village because we are getting connected through Internet of Things. When Internet of Things are coming, you will have a workforce in which you have a Chinese, you have a French, you have American, you have an Indian, you are having a Southeast Asian person, you are having a Japanese, or you are having any other person. Now the next thing which is going to come into picture is, how do you manage this type of workforce? And there comes the role of HR. One of my students, when came for orientation of MBA this time, Vineet Verma, he said, I am looking after business development in India, but my HR is sitting in Portugal. So I get instructions of hiring people in India from my HR manager sitting in Portugal. That's remote work, right? A Portuguese HR is hiring people in India through their team. That is creating a hybrid workforce. People of different backgrounds, right? And some people will be online, some people will be offline. So this is new normal which is emerging, and I think in today's scenario, this type of HR seminar which we are conducting for you is, and basically we are trying to fine tune you from the bookish knowledge which you are getting from your syllabus, that there are new things which are happening around you and you must get awareness about those new things also. Days are not far off when you will be sitting somewhere else, your wife will be sitting somewhere else, and you will be working for different organizations. One thing more, and which you must take care of. It is often being said that nowadays people will buy their residence in one place, but they will hire a residence at some other place. What I am trying to say is that if you are buying a flat in Delhi, you may not be living in it. You may be living in Bangalore on rent, and you may be giving your flat in Delhi on rent, right? Because the workforce is going to move from one place to another. The place where you are born may not be the place where you work. Hence, the rental business is going to go very high, right? And it is mainly happening because of the emerging nature of the business in the form of hybrid workforce. So with this, I welcome you once again. There are many things, most of the titles which I developed, which the host was telling just now, half of the titles were given by me in this particular note sheet, right? The idea is that we want to sensitize you with what is going to happen in days to come. And when you listen to each other, when you read more and more on the internet, you happen to get yourself exposed. And somewhere, if you get sensitized on writing, how to write a good article or a research paper on that, we are trying to build your scholastic aptitude. Okay? If you show your scholastic aptitude right at the college level, you may be one of the faculty members like Monika in Delhi University or another prestigious institution tomorrow, and you may be contributing to the development of so many other students. Thank you very much and welcome once again.
Now we welcome our guest, Professor Monika Bansal. Professor Monika Bansal is a professor in the Department of Management Studies at Deen Dayal Upadhyay College, University of Delhi. Professor Bansal earned her doctorate from Faculty of Management Studies, University of Delhi, and MBA from GGS IPU. Dr. Bansal was invited by United States Department of State under the auspice of the International Visitor Leadership Program, IVLP, for a 3-week program entitled Furthering the US-India Relationship Through Higher Education. She was invited by Pokhara University, Nepal under Faculty Exchange Program. She was visiting faculty in the National Institute of Food Technology Entrepreneurship and the Management, Government of India. She is a recipient of Meritorious Lecturer awarded by Government of Delhi. She is also on panel of reviewers for digital products and persons. An alumnus of Daulat Ram College, University of Delhi, Dr. Bansal started her academic year at the Delhi School of Economics, University of Delhi, and has been active in research and teaching for more than 20 years. Her area of research includes marketing, organization behavior, and HRM at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. She has contributed numerous articles and journals of repute and presented papers in various national and international conferences. She is the author of 2 books as well. She is a member of Course Curriculum Development Committee of University of Delhi for BBS and BMS courses. She was a founder member of Advisory and Purchase Committee of National Consumer Helpline (NCH), a project of Union Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, known as Jago Grahak Jago. She backed 2 innovation projects from University of Delhi to find the gaps and solutions for university-industry interactions and an interdisciplinary research in sports and psychology on Olympians. She also received grant from Indian Council of Social Sciences and Research to publish her research. I would like to request Professor Dr. Director Vikas Nath to extend a green welcome to our respected guests.
नमस्ते नमस्ते सभी को नमस्ते Professor Vikas Nath, Dr. Bhavna and other esteemed faculty members. First of all, I would like to thank sir for giving me this opportunity to come here and interact with the students. I really feel privileged and honored to be part of this seminar. Sir has very well set the base for this seminar, talking about what the remote work is, how it is different from the hybrid workforce management, what it is required to take it further. Sir has given many examples, talking about the new change, what we see as a normal thing after pandemic, COVID-19. Here, I would like to bring one more thing into consideration. We've been talking about all positives of remote work. We are talking that it brings a lot of changes in a sense that it is going to benefit us. But actually it's a very debatable topic, very burning topic, and organizations are still trying to find out whether it's good or not. Do we have any optimum line? Have we reached there? It's yet to be found out. Here comes the role of HR. How do we find out those things? And then research becomes an important topic for this. We really need to understand that what is the impact of employees. If they are working from home, what is the impact of this particular phenomena on the trust level of the employees, on the commitment level of the employees, on the performance of the employees? What would be the kind of organizational culture we see in future? Here, we don't know. We don't have answers because it's too early to comment on. Not enough research has been done. Recently, IBM has come up with a new announcement that no more work from home.
Okay.
They a month ago, they have come up with this. Sir, can I come here?
You will be requiring...
No, I don't need, sir. We are teachers. Voice is enough. So recently, IBM has come up with a new announcement. No more work from home. What you need is, you need to come to office. Enough is enough. They are saying enough is enough. Why is that so? Because there may be certain issues, there may be certain problems they want to address. Not every role is possible to be carried out from work, from home. Software, computer programming, customer services can be done from home. But all the roles, can we do that? Anybody? All the roles can be performed from home? No. Because it has an impact on your mental health also. When you are not meeting your colleagues, your friends, your competitors even, right? You are not in the organization, you are just confined to one cubicle at your home, or maybe as sir mentioned, the co-working spaces. Then how do you interact? Where comes the socialization? What is the importance of networking, what we talk? It goes for the toss. People who are not visible in the office are less likely to reach higher in the level. They are talking about the efficiency of the employees, that why it is important to interact with the people and come in the office, because out of sight, out of mind. That is, but it's not in the organizations. You have to see the larger picture. There are both sides of the coin, pros and cons. Which side we choose, we can't see. So here, the research comes into it, for which all of you are here, that how to find out. When we say it's good, justify with the data, substantiate it with data. Okay? I say I work in an organization. Am I committed to that if I do not meet my colleagues on a daily basis? Just interacting on phone call, video call, that's it. I never see anybody's face. Am I committed? Am I loyal to the organization? Am I part of that organizational culture? I don't feel engaged. I don't feel that this is my organization. The moment I get a new opportunity, I leave immediately. Right? So, what is to be done? How do we do that? There, you have to collect data, perform various, statistical analysis, and then substantiate. Maybe down the line, after 10 years, we'll be able to, will be in a situation to say whether remote work is good or not. It's physical work, we have to again come back to brick and mortar, or we have to see hybrid is also okay. So where is that balance? Only researchers, the budding researchers can do that. How? That's your faculty members must be working with you. Primary data, secondary data. What is the importance of research you have to understand? For any statement which you say, it should be backed by certain things. Right? It's not opinion based, it should be research based. Right? How do we say anything which has a weightage? How do we say? Data is the new oil, we all know that. Big data, everywhere, but unless and until you convert that data into information, it's not possible to make any use of that data. Right? So here we have to understand the importance of research, how to conduct that research, and how to come up with a good research paper. It's important. So here I am again thankful, sir, that you have given me this opportunity to listen to the young minds on the topic, and I will be happy to give my feedback to this. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us. Now we'll start our session. Would like to call upon the stage our first representatives. Team 1.
All the best.
I would like to call Karthik and Kamya to come on the stage and address the topic, assessing the technological infrastructure impact on hybrid workforce.
If a person is having a job of chemistry department, so they have to mix their chemicals in their labs. So they are having a dimension of power which is very different. So like ma'am said, hybrid workforce not always works. It also have demerits in every field. So if a person is having a practical job, how he can enjoy the hybrid workforce model? So there has to be a different structure, a different framework of policies. Structure should be there so that an employee should be free to serve in the company. Now our agenda is to introduce you, literature review, our research methodology, and tell you about the limitations, analysis, discussion, and conclusion. So now the best example of hybrid workforce is Japan. Japan is having a far more advanced technology for their employees. So what Japan follows? As you know, Japan में जो cities हैं वो बहुत ही distance पे, like 300-400 kilometers from the cities, Tokyo. So what they follow is they are having their bullet trains, which is carrying them or saving their time with 3 to 1.5 hours. So in India, if a person is having a job in Rohini and staying in Greater Noida, the traveling period is 2 hours going and 2 hours coming back from their work, and 8 hours of their works in their job professions. Now 8 plus 4, 12. Their half day is lost. So how a person can manage those 4 hours to be productive and to increase their efficiency in their working environments. Now what we understand from the research is technology advancement is very important aspect, but at some extent technology should not be always adapted. There should be change in policies, in frameworks that supports your employees, not deteriorates. So technology infrastructure components, like our college is also having an ERP system, so that supports teachers, students in every aspect. So that should be in account. Like ERP has some dimension of powers which don't go beyond. So methodology for impact assessment should be there, or your grounds have to be very clear. If your grounds are not clear, you don't do your research in a prudent manner. Now limitations. Now limitation, the best example is limitations. Like if a person is having a time frame, like if a person is giving 9 to 5 to your organization, the priority of organization is your work-life balance. Your work-life balance should not be affected. Your work-life balance should be the first priority of organization to provide their employees with the best. If an employee is giving every drop of blood to your organization, it's responsibility of every organization to serve them with the best. So work-life balance should be there and should be the priority for every organization. Like stress management. There should be a model of stress management in every organization to give their employee a free and insecure mind. They have to be secure in the fields. They have to work. So the methodology variance should not be concluded in only the favor of the companies. Should be in favor of the employees, because employees are the main god of your company. Because if an employee getting deteriorated from the organization, they will not see your organization again. And if a company is having a fallback of their employees, the company should not work in the competitive environment. Now, यहाँ पे भी काफी सारे बंदे सोचते हैं कि ऑफलाइन हमें नहीं जाना है काम करने के लिए, अपने ऑनलाइन जाना है, ऑनलाइन. But you know, if you are having offline conversation with your teachers, with your friends, you are having a competitive advantage. In what terms? Like if a person is having a cooperative and coordination with their teachers, they know how to pretend, how to act, and how to represent their class and their teacher's perspective in their minds. So a person has to be successfully adapt strategies, and implementation is important. So the policy, the strategy the company is following should be adapted by their employees. Otherwise, there is no use for it. So the conclusion is remote work is important, hybrid work is important, but at some extent, and their policies should be in favor of that, not deterrent. Thank you. If somebody is having any question, any doubt regarding this, free to ask.
Now I would like to call Shivam Kumar, team number 2, Shivam Kumar and Nishka Gupta, to address the topic on adapting to the new normal, a quantitative study on remote work experience during COVID-19.
All present here. Today my partner Shivam and I, Nishka Gupta, will be presenting our research on the topic Adapting to the New Normal, a qualitative study on remote work experiences during COVID-19. Now as COVID-19 hit, there were a lot of challenges posed by the pandemic, and it led to a huge change in the way we work. Remote work has now become a defining feature in our professional lives. So in wake of that situation, Shivam and I are proposing a study in which we will be focusing on factors like mental health, organizational strategies, psychological impact, etc. to identify what the new normal looks like for our generation. Now to follow up with that topic, we will be conducting a systematic literature review, wherein we've researched several journals and formulated these 6 themes that are evolution of remote work, technology and infrastructure, psychological impact, organizational adaptation, work-life balance, and the future of remote work post-pandemic.
After reviewing the various literatures, we have come out with our research objective to comprehensively synthesize existing research on remote work experiences during the COVID-19 pandemic, offering a holistic overview of the current state of knowledge. Assigning with our objective, we have formulated 3 of our main questions. How do remote workers perceive the psychological impact of working from home during the COVID-19 pandemic? How has the adoption of digital tools and technologies influenced the remote work experiences of the employees? How have organizations adopted their management styles, cultural norms and policies to facilitate a successful transition to remote work during the COVID-19 pandemic?
Now, to ensure that we have taken in appropriate data for our research, we have made sure that we only include English publications that were released in the time frame of 2019 to 2023 that was extremely specific to COVID-19. We've also made sure to exclude non-peer-reviewed resources because there might be a space for biasness in those publications. We've also made sure to exclude any publications that are outside the specified time frame. To ensure that we have the correct keywords for the literature research, we made sure to include databases including PubMed, Scopus, and Google Scholar, with keywords such as remote work, telecommuting, COVID-19, and other related terms, including hybrid workforce as well. We've also made sure to assess each abstract carefully before selecting the journal for our research.
After reading various literatures, we have come down to various analyses and decisions. With few main headings: psychological impact. The pandemic has significantly impacted the psychological well-being of remote workers, with studies revealing varying levels of stress, anxiety, and job satisfaction. As ma'am said, in remote work, there is no physical meetup with the employees, their colleagues, their friends, which creates stress for the employees. Adapting technologies. Successful adoption to digital tools is believed to correlate with increased productivity and collaboration. However, challenges related to the digital divide where some workers face access and skill barriers as they are not educated with them. Organizational strategy. Organizational responses to the challenges of remote work are diverse. Effective management style, supportive organizational culture, and flexible policies have been identified as key factors in ensuring a positive remote work experience. Work-life balance. Work-life balance has emerged as a central theme in literature, as remote working offers both opportunities and challenges in this regard. Future implications. Researchers predict a shift toward hybrid models where a combination of remote and in-person work will become the new norm.
In conclusion to our systematic research, we found out there are diverse opinions regarding remote work, be it the digital divide or be it the sense that there might be a less state of commitment towards the work by employees. We have seen that through the various research papers we've conducted that there is a huge divide in the adaptable management styles, supportive cultures, and flexible practices that are opted by different organizations. These vary and will continue to vary in the coming years. There are several limitations and of course, to the study as well. Since we've only taken in the English publications, we might be losing access to a huge amount of information that was published in other languages. We have also seen that because we have not accessed the grey literature that was published, we might lose on some information, and that is instead there for the future scope of the study and for future researchers to work for. These are all the studies that we have researched, and we thank all these authors for their wonderful presence in our research as well.
Thank you.
Nice presentation. I would like to congratulate you guys for this attempt. It was a very wonderful attempt on this research paper. The topic obviously is really good. Just to my understandings, a few things I would like to understand from you. Your research question says, just a second. Yeah, to comprehensively synthesize existing research on remote work experiences during the COVID-19 pandemic, offering a holistic overview of the current state of knowledge. So, when we say comprehensively, how many papers you have studied for this research paper?
Ma'am, we have studied 10 research papers.
So you think 10 is a good number to come to any kind of conclusion?
Ma'am, 10 is certainly not a good number.
Okay.
But in the time frame that you were given, that was the extent of what we could understand at the time. It's for the future scope of the study as well, that other researchers can work on.
And from where did you get these articles? These research papers, from where did you, what is the source of?
Ma'am, Google Scholar.
Google Scholar here. Okay.
And ma'am, that's why we have shown that in our limitations part that we couldn't have gone through many of the research papers. We have already mentioned that in the limitations.
It's mentioned in the research paper as well.
Alright, and when you say systematic research, systematic literature review, you understand the difference between literature review and systematic literature review?
Ma'am, to a certain extent.
Yes? Alright, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Call. Team number 3, Nudit Jain and Nikki Mar, who were addressing the topic on remote revolution and its impact on employee productivity.
Monika and previous scholars are here to present the research paper on the topic remote revolution and its impact on employee productivity. Now let's start with the abstract. Literature review examines various industries and sectors to provide a good understanding of how organizations can effectively adopt remote work to get productivity from everywhere. Study aims to uncover the factors that influence productivity beyond quantitative measures. This study strives to provide a rich and holistic understanding of the remote revolution's impact on the qualitative aspects of the productivity. It sheds light on work structure, organizational dynamics, and individual experiences. Now, these are the things that we have covered in our research paper: introduction, literature review, research methodology, analysis and discussion, limitations, key findings, conclusion, and at last, bibliography. Now, let's start with the introduction. Remote revolution brought transformation in the way individual and organizations execute their work. It was not possible without the technological advancements. Beyond technological factors, it also explores organizational strategies, effective leadership and management practices that helps organizations to deal with challenges and opportunities in the remote work.
Now let's start with the literature review. So let's start with the definition of literature review. So literature review refers to the analysis and study of previous research papers to get a brief view about our research. So I have listed some points here that these are some sub-themes that I have found from various research. So first one is technological enablers of remote work. So I have found few research, like one is written in 2017 by Anderson and Rene, in which they were describing about the technological factors that affect the remote works, like digitalization after COVID-19 has a high impact. So technology was a very heavy impact on remote work. Various video conferencing apps, various apps like Zoom and Google apps which are providing remote work easily. And second is government policies and global trends. So there are various government policies also, like which affects remote work, like incentives policy plan, and there are various government policies and global trends like digitalization and globalization also affect this remote work culture. Next is psychological dynamics, as already told by ma'am also, that isolation is the biggest issue nowadays, as they were not interacting with the others teammates. So this is the biggest issue also that is described in one of the research. I am not recalling the name, but it was there. And fourth is organizational strategies and leadership. There are various organizational strategies also that affect remote work, like different organizations have different policies, maybe a flexible policy or maybe a restrictive policy towards their employees' work. Fifth is economic implications and performance metrics. So remote work has economic implications on economy, and it boosts our economy, and digitalization also helps in the globalization and this. And the sixth is the social dynamics. This is also the same point, like isolation, and various research papers have also focused on work-life balances. So this is, and let's start with the research methodology. So I have listed the systematic overview, how I have collected the data from various papers. So first one is the research objective. First I create the objective. After the selection of my topic, that is remote revolution, I have created an objective for that. That is to conduct a comprehensive systematic literature review on the remote revolution and its impact on employee productivity across different diverse sectors. Second, I have prepared some research questions which I have to find out in this research. So first one is what are the key technological enablers contributing to productivity in remote work environment? Second is how do organizational strategies and leadership practices influence productivity in the context of remote work? Third one is what is the psychological and social impacts of remote work on employee well-being and its subsequent influence on productivity. So these are the questions that we will discuss later on the answer. Third one is the search strategy, from where I have found the research papers. First one is the online database, from various online databases like Shodhganga, Google Scholar, PubMed, from where I have found various research. Then keywords, I have used different types of keywords like remote revolution, employee productivity to find the various research. Then inclusion and exclusion criteria, what I have to include in my research and what I have to exclude from my research. Fourth is the screening process. I have reviewed initial screening, in which I have reviewed only the abstract and the conclusion of the research papers, and full text review, in which I have also reviewed the whole research, whole conclusion, introduction, everything I have researched on that. Fifth is data extraction. Then I have extracted the data from each and every research paper, which is considered in my research paper. Then quality assessment. For quality, I have checked the sample size of the data analysis method they have used. Seventh is the data synthesis. Then I have used that data and find the gaps in the literature review. Then analysis and discussion. Let's analyze various themes now. First one is the future research direction. So in this I have prepared the research. So in this I have found various future research directions in which there can be a possibility that there maybe in future there will be a good research on that topic only, and cross-cutting themes and patterns. It is not a limited theme. It is a very holistic theme, and it provides various multidisciplinary also, not only productivity but employee motivation, work-life balance. These themes also covered in this. Third is the government policies. Like government policies I have already mentioned also. There are different types of government policies which affect our employee productivity. Then these are three key findings which I have found out in the whole research paper. First, the technological integration. Technology has a bigger impact in remote work culture nowadays. If technology will not be there, then there will be no remote work also. So technology will always play a very important role. Then is organizational agility. Practices different types of rules of organization also affect remote work. If there is a flexibility among employees, so their employees will be happy and work in a good remote work environment. And if there are limited or there is rigidity in their remote work environment, then employees will not be that productive. Third is the regulatory influence. That is only the government policies and the regulatory policies which affect this. Now conclusion. Now I would like to conclude the whole literature review is that it is not a limited scope. It has a multidisciplinary scope through employee productivity, employee motivation, employee work-life balances, and it does not only these challenges that are affecting. There are many more challenges, but due to the limitation I have not covered in this presentation.
Now let's talk about the limitations. Firstly, studies findings may be context.
Today we are going to present our topic leadership and management strategies. We have done a literature review, systematic literature review on the basis of which we conducted this whole presentation, and it is all about what are the opportunities and challenges faced by managers to manage hybrid teams. So we have studied all the things and provided our review on that, what can be the leadership and management strategies to balance between the hybrid teams. So this is the whole structure on which our presentation is based on. Introduction part, the literature review, research methodology, analysis and discussion, conclusion part, and limitations of the literature review and bibliography. So, in the as we know, hybrid teams have been an important source. Now, hybrid teams are really common in every organization. Each organization cannot, at the time of COVID-19, each organization was not allowing all the employees to come together at the physical place so as to work. So they designed hybrid teams. They at some moment some employees were called for the at the physical place, and at some time the other employees were called for the same. So
continuing forward, we are going to present the literature review. As to inform you all, we have already conducted a questionnaire which already got 60 around responses. Those responses were proved to be very helpful in conducting this research and also the literature review. So the responses told us that many employees and their organizations have been supporting and promoting, and also their preferred choices were amongst the hybrid workforces. So hybrid work model works upon that any employee working from home or from the conventional regular workplace would be comfortable for both of them. And the literature review, these points have been arrived after conducting the literature review thoroughly, and the question reports we have been studying proved to be very helpful for the conduct of these literature reviews. The first point comes as the literature's leadership styles. So the leadership styles play a very important role in the hybrid workforce management, as the leadership styles tell us about more of how the employees are going to be managed, how they are going to be working, and how the entire organization culture would be performing on the basis of the styles. Next, we come up with the communication challenges, as many communication challenges are being faced in the hybrid workforce management, and these communication challenges play a very pivotal role, as infrastructure and communication technologies act as the key component wherein the hybrid work teams perform and work during their management. So the work-life balance also helps as a pivotal role, as work-life balances are very much concerned about when the hybrid workforce are into concern. The work-life balances are proved to be very helpful and also very pivotal, as this is considered to be a very key component while managing hybrid workforces. Global diversity, as hybrid workforce tell us that any employee can work from home or from conventional workplaces. We get to see that many employees from over the globe and around the world are hired by the organizations. So this acts as an opportunity as well for us. And the challenges and opportunities say that any employee or any organizations and managers see that employees are working more preferably, and the working hours and productivity metrics are gone up, and these points have been achieved. The research methodology, which says how we have conducted the research, how we have procured our data, how we have gathered every metrics and the data analytics. The research objective says us that we are conducting a literature review, and forward we will be continuing this forward, as we are going to write a research paper which will be based upon the questionnaire we have been conducting in the real life. And these questionnaire and the research literature review will be proving to be helpful, as the research paper is conducted to be very original and reliable upon the original data metrics. The research objective says us that the research questions are: what are the key challenges faced by, and what are the opportunities which we see in the hybrid workforce management. The research strategy says us that systematic review has been conducted. Keyword search included hybrid workforce management, online workforce, hybrid and conventional managing systems, managing strategies. These all of the data was collected through Google Scholar. Scikit-Info and PubMed were the original sources for the collection of data. Next up, we have been talking about analysis and discussion. The entire literature review told us that many employees have been preferring the hybrid work model as the preferred mode for working into any organizations. and adoption and flexible policies make it more easier for the employees and the managers as well, as both get to see a hybrid and a more productive environment. Technology integration plays a very pivotal role, and the leaders must leverage digital tools which helps all the hybrid teams to work efficiently and effectively.
And at the conclusion, we were able to find that most of the organizations were preferring hybrid teams. As Harsh said, that we conducted a questionnaire. We got 60 responses out of them, and we were able to analyze that most of the organizations were preferring hybrid teams. There were 72% of the managers who preferred hybrid teams over conventional and online teams, as it provides flexibility to the employees as well as to the managers to work in flexible hours whenever they want, whenever they are comfortable with that. And we would be continuing the quantitative data as well, so as to increase the responses and know about all the major organizations, the aim of major organizations, the perspective of major organizations towards hybrid teams. These were the limitations and future scope that we found in our literature review: generalizability challenges, temporal constraints, research gap opportunities, and cultural variations. These were the authors through whom we referred through, and so as to conduct this research, we studied all the research papers of them, and all of our presentation is based on that only. You're open up for the questions. You can ask if any question you have. Any questions, please?
Very nice presentation, nice attempt on this. One thing I just want to understand, you have collected data and got 60 responses. What you did with that data? I couldn't see any analysis on that data here.
Actually, we didn't have much time to analyze the data. We collected 60 responses, but we weren't able to analyze it just because of the time limit.
So, and we also have been working upon these responses,
yes,
and we have to further analyze them. And we, as we mentioned, we are going to further continue this research report, and we are going to publish an entire dedicated research paper on this. So this was just a literature review, and so it does not contain.
Just who are your respondents for the questionnaire?
Managers, employees, and different levels of organizational managers working at different organizations. We have been getting in touch with them through our connections, and many of them also work family members.
So which technique of sampling is this?
This is primary data collection. Sampling.
Stratified sampling we used.
Stratified sampling.
Yes, we try to take the data from, basically we find connections through our parents. जितने हो सके उतने हमने करे. 60 responses आए, but we weren't able to analyze just because of time.
Is it convenient sampling?
It was, but it was not so easy as well.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
Our next representative, Tanisha, on the topic hybrid versus remote workplace culture.
Good morning everyone. I am Tanisha, first in BBA, and today we'll explore a pivotal shift in our professional landscape, the comparison between hybrid and remote workplace culture. As we all know that after COVID-19 pandemic, the traditional office landscape has undergone a significant transformation with hybrid and remote work cultures emerging as viable alternatives to conventional in-person setups. This change emerged as a very viable alternative for people to work. Before delving into the comparison between both the work cultures, let's understand the meaning of both the cultures. A hybrid workplace is a combination of in-office and remote work arrangements. Where employees split their time between working from a physical office and a remote location, typically from their home. remote workplace entirely outside of a traditional office setting, typically from their home or any entirely different location. For understanding the comparison between both the cultures, we'll understand the advantages, challenges and strategies between both these cultures. Firstly, advantages. Hybrid workplace. It increases the flexibility for employees to work and also reduces the time and cost required. Also increases the opportunity for in-person collaborations. Remote workplace. Greater autonomy and work-life balance, access to a global talent pool and potential for saving costs for employees. Next, challenges. Hybrid workplace, communication barriers between in-office and remote workers, it fostering team collaboration. Last, strategies. Hybrid workplace implements robust communication tools and policies, which means that it implements strong communication tools and policies.
So, good morning everyone. I am Bansal of class E4A, pursuing BBA, and I have taken finance as my specialization. So, today I am going to present and tell you about the research conducted on remote work and organization culture, navigating community and cohesion of distributed teams. So, first is a study about the various aspects of remote work, including its impact on job performances and turnover intentions, employee team collaboration, etc. So, next is the overview, which tells us about how the PPT is. So first is the introduction, second is the literature review, so third is the research methodology, fourth, limitations of the research, and fifth is a conclusion, sixth is the bibliographic. So, introduction, as we all know, the world was hit by a global pandemic named COVID-19, so which gave rise to remote work. And remote work basically refers to the process of employees doing their jobs from location other than a central office operated by the employer. And further, there is a literature review on this now. Further, there is a literature review which tells about the various themes on which the research is being done. First is the impact of remote work on organization culture. Second, follows with communication pattern in remote work environment. Third, building connectivity and cohesion in distributed teams. Fourth, the role of technology in remote work culture. अगर remote work culture है तो वो technology की वजह से ही है, I guess. Technology is a basic source and essence through which remote work is being existing nowadays. And research methodology is basically about various aspects of research conducted. So first is our research objective was on impact of remote work on organization culture with a focus on strategies for fostering connectivity and cohesion in distributed teams. Secondly, search strategy basically includes various research books, various researching authors, and I basically used Web of Science, Google Scholar and PubMed, etc. There were many new terms for me such as virtual teams and remote work, etc. Inclusion and exclusion were two criteria which were the theoretical insights which were done. Only the English readings were taken into conclusions and into considerations. And third is the screening process. Screening process is a title and abstract which was screened in order to determine the relevance of the research. And fourth is a data extraction. Data extraction is divided into two terms, which is data items and data extraction process. And limitation of the research was basically there were many new industries, there were many industries and जो demographic conclusions थे वो हम नहीं ले पाए थे and अलग-अलग aspects थे, अलग-अलग different personalities थी. So उनका अलग-अलग opinion था तो maybe it may vary. Conclusions. Basically from my side the research was very flexible and adaptable and a sense of belonging and as among remote team members ultimately leading to increased productivity and success in the modern workplace. So this was basically the bibliography. This is basically a bibliography. This basically tells about what the authors in various publications told us about. So yeah. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Call Monika ma'am for the feedback about the students.
Hi everybody. I hope you also had an interesting time listening to the presentation, though I am not very sure because there were lots of murmuring also. So that gives me kind of feeling that not many were not listening. But those who have presented these papers, I would like to congratulate them for the simple reason that it's a very nice initiative and attempt on your part. So big round of applause for that. So why we tried to go for a research paper? What was the reason? What is the motivation behind this? Fine. Here we need to understand that the reason for picking up a topic to research is something to give us a clarity on that topic, that whenever we read anything in the book, from where it comes from, how authors have come up with those kinds of conclusions. That gives you, because you must have gone through many of the research papers in the process, that gives a kind of structure what the literature review is, how to frame the questions, how to decide your objectives, how to find out the gaps and what actually you want to do. Because the title of your research paper, the very much title talks a lot about what you have done in the paper. It's been there in the title. The title should reflect. So all the components starting from the title of the research paper to the references and all that in between, that comes your introduction, your literature review, your research methodology, your sampling methods, your analysis part, your discussion, your conclusion. All when you go through this journey, that makes you more mature and more in order to understand where and what you want to achieve out of the objective which you have framed for your research. So out of these research papers, what I observed that most of the papers are qualitative in nature, theoretical in nature but not quantitative. The database research is not there. It's not that something primary data has been collected and worked upon, but you have tried to find out what the other authors have already concluded, how did they find that, and how to present that in a very summarized form. I guess that's what you guys have attempted, and it was a very wonderful attempt in order to understand that how to read even a research paper. And once we understand the way to analyze a research paper takes us to the next step, that how to conduct the research by ourselves. Fine, once you read 1, 2, 10, 20, 50 research papers, only then you can get familiarized that okay, this is what a research paper is and how it is different from an opinion-based research paper. I will not say research paper but opinion-based article which we generally see in newspapers or magazines but not in the journals. Good that you have taken some original resources like Google Scholar or your PubMed And there are many more databases. I'm sure your faculty members can help you with that, like EBSCO, Emerald, and JSTOR, where you get n number of almost all journals which are available in this world. You will find there. So you can have a comprehensive look on those databases if you wish to go for. And I would suggest in future try to attempt on certain papers which are quantitative in nature, which are based on the data. Fine, maybe for finance purposes, for finance topics you have softwares, various softwares like eViews and all, from where you can get the data, and sorry, that's for analysis, and there will be many other databases from where you can collect the data. But for marketing and HR based topics, of course you need to design the questionnaires and collect the data from that side. Give an attempt on those primary database papers and try to publish your research papers once, of course, little improvements are required in terms of presenting the paper. Get in touch with your supervisor and whose help you have you've been trying to attempt on this paper. Please little improvise it, and it's good for publication purpose also, and you can get it published in your own journal. I'm sure Professor Vikas was mentioning about Anusandhan, where it's an initiative of GIFTS where your faculty members and students jointly write a paper. Fine. So try to get it published and keep motivating yourself for such kind of initiatives. And one more advice, when we were of your age, I'm sure Dr. Monika is here. We were classmates in our MBA times, and we used to fix our presentations. You know how to fix the presentations when we are presenting any of the presentations, then we used to ask our classmates on certain topics that you ask the questions from us, fine? So as to give a nice look and keep the audience engaged. Keep ourselves motivated in order to increase the morale of the presenter. It's the duty of the audience to keep them motivated, to increase their morale. So please listen to your friends when they are speaking and ask questions so that they are happy to answer and they are happy that they have done a good work. Thank you so much. If you want to have the individual feedback for the research paper which you have done, you can contact me. Thank you.
It is with great pleasure and enthusiasm that I extend a warm welcome to Monika ma'am and participants. Your presence here today adds profound significance to this event, and I am truly honored to stand before such a distinguished panel. Thank you for dedicating your time and expertise to assess and celebrate the talent showcased here. Let us embark on this journey together, and may our shared passion for the theme make this experience truly memorable for all. Now I would like to invite Dr. Manisha Arora ma'am to present a memento to Monika ma'am.
Ma'am, 1 minute.